The African Union Peace and Security Council is considering lifting sanctions placed on Madagascar and readmitting the island nation to the Union. Officials in the Council have indicated that the AU is happy with the positive developments made by the island and the peaceful presidential elections. This follows the swearing-in of the new Madagascar president over the weekend. The African Union suspended Madagascar's membership in 2009 after denouncing the change of government as a coup. Meanwhile, the 24th Executive Council of the AU meeting has begun at the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa. Members of the Council and Foreign Affairs Ministers will be deliberate on the fragile security situation in Africa, issues to do with the International Criminal Court, as well as agriculture and food security. The Council will elect the 10-member Peace and Security Council, as well as adopting agenda for the African heads of state to discuss. Agriculture is the main theme during the ongoing session of the African Union Summit. Since 2003, the Ghanaian government has been investing in crops that are able to cope when there are water shortages. But the scene isn't without its critics, as CCTV's Katerina Vetozes found out.
Abiram Tal has been working in Ghanaian agriculture for 14 years. Now his biggest project yet, turning hundreds of hectares of uncultivated bushland into a profit-turning yam farm. But he's confident he can produce a massive 10,000 tonnes of the root every year because he has a constant supply of water from a dam on his property.
This water that we have here can serve us all along the dry season. There's enough water. You know, if we're talking about small-scale farming, the amount of water we have here in the dam, which we can pump out, can serve more than 1,000 small-scale farmers.
Abiram's dam was broken and nearly empty when he took over the farm. It took $20,000 to fix and just one rainy season to fill its 1.5 million cubic meters. And that water will end up here. This is a yam nursery, but as you can see, the land is currently really dry. However, in about 2 weeks' time, there'll be a constant flow of water here from the dam, and over 2 million yams can be planted over the course of a year. Such a yield throughout the year is only possible with proper irrigation. But the Ghanaian government, for now, is taking a different approach. It isn't building irrigation systems or dams, it's investing in drought-resistant crops. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars, not well spent, according to Abiram.
In West Africa, and I'm not talking about other parts of Africa, West Africa has enough water to irrigate and to use the water wisely. The biggest problem is that there is no irrigation system, no dams, and to invest in a drought-resistant plants takes years, very expensive, and I don't see the benefit out of it.
Over the past 6 years, Ghana's invested in more than 15 different drought-resistant food crops, paid for with the help of international donors. It says this is the best way to combat food insecurity and boost crop yields when water is scarce. Katerina Vetozes for CCTV in Accra, Ghana.
Let's now cross to our correspondent Giram Chale. He's in Addis Ababa. Giram, the AU Executive Council is taking stock of its achievements as well as challenges over the past year. It's also looking ahead. What are the issues that have emerged at this meeting so far?
Good afternoon, Famida. Here at the African Union headquarters, the Executive Council, which are foreign ministers of the continent, are holding their 24th ordinary session. This year, as you know, is the year of agriculture and food security. So the agenda, most of the agendas are related to making Africa able in feeding itself or beyond that as well. There are also issues related with peace and security. Africa's fragile countries like the CAR and recently South Sudan. So these topics also were raised. And some points on the International Criminal Court. The chairman, Theodros Adhanom, the Ethiopian foreign minister, also delivered his report on how things were going when dealing with the International Criminal Court of suspending the court trials of Uhuru Kenyatta. So these were the most important issues, but agriculture still dominates as is the theme of the year, Famida.
Girum, we also understand that the Peace and Security Council meetings met, and that's ahead of the Executive Council, and discussed the developments in Madagascar. What's been resolved?
Madagascar was suspended from the membership of the African Union because of the chaotic situation in the country related with the election. And it's been a long time since officials of the country participated in different meetings of the African Union or other functions. But this morning, the Peace and Security Council, satisfied by the developments in the Madagascar and also satisfied by the two presidential elections, returned the membership of the country. Now Madagascar is officially the member of the African Union. The sanctions have been relieved. So they've said if Madagascar continues to be peaceful, then they can expect lots of developmental activities in the country. So there is no sanction for Madagascar. The country has officially returned to its membership of the African Union Commission.
All right, Girum Chalo there live in Addis Ababa, giving us the latest from the African Union's 22nd summit.